Hello! Today I'm going to be making a homemade lasagna, and the ingredients that you will need are 1 16-ounce box of lasagna noodles, 5 cups of finely shredded mozzarella cheese, 2 jars of already prepared pasta sauce, 2 pounds of ground turkey, 1 large container of ricotta cheese, 2 cups of Parmesan cheese, 2 tablespoons of sweet basil, 2 tablespoons of garlic, and 2 large Vidalia onions that have been chopped up. So let's get ready to cook. Medium high, and I'm going to place the ground turkey into the skillet, but I'm going to make sure that I separate the turkey so that when it's browning it will not be in 1 and 2 large huge pieces as you saw on the plate. And it's going to take about 15 minutes to brown the turkey. And you want to always make sure that when you are cooking your meat that you have an internal temperature of at least 165 degrees and make sure that the juices are running clear. And I will let you know here in a few minutes what the turkey looks like for the brownness, what the color and the texture looks like after it's been browned. And our next step in making the lasagna is we are going to boil the noodles, and then we are going to combine the ground turkey with the pasta sauce that's already been prepared. And I'll start layering the lasagna so you can see how to layer lasagna, and we will be able to pop it in the oven and let it cook for about an hour and 15 minutes, and you'll have dinner. The next step in making your lasagna is pouring at least a tablespoon of oil into your stock pot. My oven is preheating at 350 degrees, and what I'm going to be doing is just placing my noodles in the pan, and I usually just crisscross them around in circles. And I'm going to be cooking the noodles for approximately 10 minutes. I will be draining the noodles, and the oil that I placed in the water is to prevent the noodles from sticking together. So again, I'm just crisscrossing the noodles. And once they're boiled, I will be draining the noodles. I'm placing noodles on the bottom of my pan, and depending on what size pan you have, you'll have to estimate the amount of noodles. And I'm going to be using 4 noodles on the bottom of my pan. And next, what I'm going to be doing is placing my sauce, which again, I am using browned ground turkey, and all I did was combine my ground turkey that I browned with my already prepared pasta sauce, and I'm just spreading the sauce onto each noodle. And you want to make sure that you get enough sauce, so be generous when you're making each layer, and make sure that you're using enough cheese also when you start layering your cheese. So I've got my sauce on the bottom of my pan. Next, I'm going to be using my basil. So I'm sprinkling basil on the top of the meat sauce. And I'm sprinkling garlic. Again, at my house, we love garlic. We can never get enough garlic. Then I'm going to be adding onions. We can never get enough onions at my house. We love Vidalia onions. They're awesome. I cook with them as long as they're in season. And next, you'll see me take the Parmesan cheese, and I'm just going to sprinkle the top of the onions with the Parmesan cheese. And again, this is to your liking. This is your lasagna. We like a lot of cheese in between the layers. Next, I'm placing my ricotta cheese on top. And you just want to make sure that you get enough cheese between the layers, as I said before. And I have completed one layer of lasagna. So I'm going to finish up and let you see what it looks like before I pop it into the oven. And again, I've preheated my oven to 350 degrees. And I'm going to make sure that I cover the lasagna. So there's my layer, and I'm getting ready to apply the meat sauce. So I think you have the idea now. Alright, I wanted to show you the last layer, which is the top layer of the lasagna. I went ahead and covered it with the last layer of noodles, and then I took the remainder of my sauce that was already prepared with ground turkey that I made, and I'm going to be placing the spices on top. And again, we like a lot of spices. We love garlic, so you'll see me place the garlic on the top, and also I'm placing a generous amount of the Parmesan cheese on the top of the lasagna. And I just wanted to remind you that I did preheat the oven to 350 degrees. And again, if you do not want to use this much cheese on the top of your lasagna, you can choose to use less. There's also a variety of different cheeses out there that you could use that are reduced fat. I'm using the mozzarella that's finely blended, and it's shredded. And it is a mixture of 2 or 3 different types of Italian cheese besides mozzarella. But again, you can choose whichever cheese that you would like. So our lasagna is ready, and I'm placing it in the oven at 350 degrees. I'm going to be covering the top with tin foil, and it will be in the oven for at least 1 hour and 20 minutes. So I will let you know when it's done and what it looks like. And then it's time for dinner. Well, dinner is served. I just wanted to show you what the lasagna looked like when it came out of the oven. So until next time, enjoy.